Hello, my name is Nana Kadani, and I'm going to be telling you about our project today, Commuter Science. The idea is to learn about your city while you drive. First, what is it? Well, it's a really cheap and easy way to record some basic information about your city. So we were thinking, well, when you go and check the temperature, all you really get is the temperature at the Toronto airport or the Toronto Islands. There's no way to really tell what the temperature is in between. And we were also thinking, we know different parts of the city are different temperatures because there's different amounts of snow depending on where you go. So how can we measure this? Well, we were thinking people are commuting every day, so why not make it easy for them to collect information if they're curious about different parts of their city? Then we were thinking of other ways we could use this information. But what about a best stargazing spot? So we put out of a light sensor to measure light pollution as we drove around. So how does it work? Well, we just connected these sensors to an Arduino using a fairly simple circuit. This is really easy and all the hardware costs under $5. So this is definitely something anybody can try. The Arduino was then programmed to output to serial, and then the computer would read it from there. We wanted to add a GPS module so we could record all that inside the Arduino itself, and it'd be easier to process. However, our GPS module did not work and was very dead. So instead we used the Firefox app.
For data collection, we used Python and the serial module. The sensor and the Arduino passed the data to Python and we directed it to the output text file for further analysis. Due to the GPS sensor failure, we had to use our phones and then parse the data together using the time as the primary key. We collected the data in lines separated by commas so we could easily put the data into Excel and then analyze the data further from there.
Okay, so for testing, well, we got into our favorite car share and rented a car and drove around the city for about 90 minutes. You can see we felt a bit like the Google car. We had our computer set up here, recording data and our sensors hanging out the window, and we drove basically straight north. So let's look at some results. All right, so the temperature, all of Toronto is 0 degrees Celsius. Yeah, so the temperature sensor didn't really work. Turns out the way we had set up our temperature sensor, it couldn't record any temperature below zero. And as we know, the city is currently a bit of a frozen wasteland, so that didn't really work out. But the light sensor did work really well. It was really interesting to see. Here you can see these purple dots represent the amount of light at each location. Darker purple means more light, lighter purple means less light. And you'd think that it would just be a linear relationship. As we drive north, we get less and less light. But actually, there's this weird bubble around the 401 and the 404 where they intersect that has the lowest light pollution levels. So that's interesting. I'm guessing there's tons more of these bubbles that we could find driving around the city. And so it'd be interesting to get a bunch more people to do this and get a better map of the city and be able to see where the best spots for stargazing are. So what are some next steps? What else can we do after this? Well, we'd like to add an accelerometer. Um, I think that'd be cool. It'd be interesting to measure road quality in different parts of the city, just how bumpy the drive is. That'd be an interesting data point to collect. We were also thinking air quality would be interesting. We were also thinking an SD card might be nice. It was a little bit of a pain to be sitting there with the computer open the whole time, and it would have been really nice to be able to just plug it in and let it go. And that would really kind of make it commuter science because then you could just do this while you were commuting and then upload your data or just look at it yourself if you wanted to. And then a GPS module would also be good so we can get location data without the need for a separate phone. And we'd also like to automate data processing. Um, the way I made this diagram here was I just averaged every couple minutes of data and then manually went into Microsoft Paint and drew circles of different colors of purple depending on the light value I got. So that would be good to automate to be able to make this a little clearer. And the last thing would be more collaborators, trying to get more people who want to collect this information about their city to work together and put together these maps while they're commuting and take advantage of all this travel time we all have now that we all live in a giant city like this and have to commute every day. All right, thank you. That's all.